Hi everybody, everywhere, wherever you are in the world. I'm Tania, this is obviously my kitchen, and today I'm starting my fermentation journey 2026, and this is episode 1. So I'm making cabbage to sauerkraut, which is basically a cabbage, maybe an onion. When I've read some recipes, they throw an onion in, everything's sliced. And apparently, whatever the weight is of the cabbage shredded, it's 2%, I understand, 2% of salt. They say kosher salt, rock salt. They haven't mentioned table salt, so I'm going to go with what I have. I hope it's right. It's I'm using rock salt. So I've bought today, not today, but I bought last week, a mandoline. Never used one before. It's got different adjustments on it for different vegetables and different thicknesses. So that's going to be interesting. It comes with these 2 gloves, which is makes me think it's quite dangerous. So wish me luck. I've got, I think this is called a pickle masher, pickle something is called. You'll find out what I'm going to be using that for later, and that's not to hit the husband over the head. So, and then I have, I chose this jar. This jar came in a pack of 2 with a weight, which you'll find out what I'm using that for later, and then I'm not quite sure what this is called, but okay. The reason I want to make my own fermentation is because I'm curious. I like making things from scratch. If it's just straightforward, no fuss. It's very good for your stomach. That's why I started using it last year, because as you know, anybody who's been following me, know I had digestive problems. And from reading the books, you can leave, it should last, once it's in the fridge, 3 to 4 weeks, but I don't know quite yet. I have sauerkraut with toasters. It goes really well with cheese. If you had a slice of toast, say you had some boiled eggs and you you slice them, or tuna, a bit of feta cheese, a bit of sauerkraut on top. It's really, really nice. That's my recommendation. So I'll just move my mandoline out of the way. I've never cooked or used cabbage at all, ever. If I mention cabbage to my husband, he'll just pull a face. So I've never even cut a cabbage, so how bad is that? And it's quite tough. Okay, and then I think I've cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half again. My cat is not happy. Oh yeah, I know what he wants. He's wanting me to open the fridge and get some chicken out for him. Now he's being greedy. Sometimes it's because he wants the food, or he thinks he wants the food. Don't you, Loki? He's very chatty. Or he's actually wanting me to sit down and for him to plonk himself on my lap. He's very, very spoiled. He has all sorts of meows and noises. I have to say to him, look, Loki, I'm not a cat. I don't know what you're saying. And you're not going into the fridge. No more chicken. He has all sorts of food. Right, so back to cooking. This is the stalk bit. So I've seen a video. I have to cut that out. So I'm going to do that. Okay, we don't want that. But I'm using the fermentation book that I was mentioning last week. There's a few nice recipes in there. Right, and I'm not quite sure which, because I haven't tried anything. It says 4.5 millimetre, and then it says 3, 6 and 9 millimetre. It's exciting. Cheapest way of just doing it, or, you know, chefs, I'm sure they just use a chopper. This cabbage can, my hands are clean, go in here. So I think that 3 millimetres is fine on this mandoline. So now I am going to weigh and see how much I have. So on it goes with my weighing machine. Let's see, and then you have to set it to 0. 440 grams, so I think I just want a little bit more. 440. I wanted to go up to 500. Then I need to do a calculation. 2% of 500, and that will be my salt that I have to add. So basically, sprinkle the salt in. I'm using, what I have is Himalayan rock salt. It's just what I had in. And now I have to apparently massage for 10 minutes. So I'll see you back then. I'm still packing the cabbage down. It's getting a little bit wet, a bit glossy. But I have to keep on going until there's liquid. Once it's packed with the peppercorns, whatever you want. It could be seeds like, I think one recipe says caraway seeds. I've got peppercorns, I've got some brown mustard seeds. It's just basically an experiment. But using this pickle packer, in a bad temper or someone's annoyed you, you could take all your frustration out on your cabbage. So I would say it takes about 10-15 minutes doing this process. So I have a feeling that next time I do this, I'll make 2 batches of this. It looked originally, if you can remember, quite a lot of the cabbage, but now I've mashed it, it's obviously reduced quite a lot. So my learning from this is it's deceptive. I could just do it in 2 batches maybe. So I've got my spatula and let's go. How exciting this is. So the sauerkraut is supposed to feed you the bacteria in your lower digestion, and they eat and gobble it up. You know, I could have redone this video for you again to make everything look perfect, but I don't want to do that. Some of people who might have done sauerkraut before, and you'll be experts at this. So in that case, you shouldn't be watching my video. My cat's disappeared. So he's given up on me. He was wanting chicken from the fridge. He's had enough chicken today. I adopted him when he was 18 months, and it's his birthday on Valentine's Day, and he'll be 9. He's a Bengal cat. So he's got spots on his body and stripes on his legs. His legs tend to be quite long. They're extremely good hunters. If you don't like cats, don't skip along this bit. He's brought his cat flap is just that way behind you in the bay window. He has brought last year he brought a massive squirrel, adult grown squirrel, into the house, and it had its teeth round his neck. I tried to shoo him out, get him out, and then Loki started growling at me because it was his prize. He ran out of the cat flap with the squirrel because he thought I was going to take it away from him, which I was trying to. I just didn't know what to do. It was a right commotion. He went out. Cats are just cruel. It's all game for them, but it's an instinct. So I'm going to press this down. Once everything's packed, I put the lid on tightly. Oh, and I mustn't forget this, another thing I'm forgetting. That has to go on top to weigh the cabbage down. I think I'm going to use a cabbage leaf. Oops. Let's see what I'm doing. Pat it down. There we go. That's better, I think. My weight goes down. That's perfectly fits there. I'm happy with that. And I just press down. Yeah, I'm happy. Now I close. I can hear my cat outside. He has a cat flap. So he knows where his cat flap is. He's just being lazy. One thing I'd like to say, if you're not used to fermenting food to eat, my advice, and a lot of the literature says, to introduce fermentation food slowly, because it is a live bacteria, and you just have to eat a little bit and see how you feel with it, and then build up. Even with kefir, it's the same thing. So just bear that in mind. Don't go eat a pile full. Just see how your everybody's different. Everybody has a different bioavailability, how we break down the foods. What are you sensitive to? So just be careful. And this is just general information. So always do your due diligence. If you have any health conditions, just do a bit of research. But I was always okay. I do know a lady who did try, I think she tried some kefir, and it made her feel really not good and going to the toilet quite a lot. So sometimes your body just gets adjusted. But she tried it and then decided not to continue with the kefir. But me and my husband, we're fine with it. So I don't know what this is called. So this is a one-way fermenting jar, which means as it ferments, gases, carbon dioxide will want to explode out. So it'll blow up into here. It's called one way because carbon dioxide can escape, so there's no explosion. Apparently you can have mishaps. I'm hoping not. But oxygen can't get down into it. So fermentation is anaerobic, which means it's fermenting without oxygen. So apparently, I don't know how much to put in because it doesn't exactly tell me how much. Open the lid and put some water in. So I'm going to put the water in here, maybe up to half, I'm not quite sure. And there's no particular line on this, it's like a pipette. Yep. So anyway, I'm going to have to experiment and see how this works. Put the lid back on. Put it in the spout of the lid of the jar sits nicely. So it's got water in, it will ferment, bubbles, it'll do its thing, and then the gas will try to escape into here and rise and come out. Now, I've been told that it's best to have it at room temperature. My kitchen is kind of cool, so that's okay. Fermentation can be different on the temperature and the time of year. Okay, Loki, I'll let you out. And then, so I'm told that put this into a bowl in case there's an overflow. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm then going to check in a few days' time. I'll take some photographs to show you guys next week in the episode what's been happening, if it's been bubbling or some sort of disaster. And then I'll do the second week. The books say that the taste is also dependent on your preference. So we'll just have to see how it goes, basically. In there, in case there's some spillage, apparently. Next episode, I'm making a Lebanese dish. Sorry, I keep sniffing. And it's called loubia. It's long green beans in it, like a tomato, onion, lemony. It's a dish, and it's usually eaten with, again, pita bread or rice. Very healthy. I'm looking at my cat, I'm wondering what he's going to get up to in a minute. It's the new year, obviously, and a lot of people have goals, focuses. And if you are looking to look at your diet, I would suggest the easiest way is just to do things in very small steps, increments, because this is going to be, I'm hoping for you that it's longevity and it's something that you'll ease into, so you're most likely to keep on going, sustainable, not a fad. So I was listening to a podcast the other day. I think it was Dr. Rupi, the Doctor's Kitchen on podcast, that or it was Chatterjee. Those are the two ones I usually listen to. And they say just choose one. You could just start with breakfast, just maybe concentrate on your breakfast and see if there's any more healthier swaps. Don't go, in and expect to do everything all in one go. Just do things in increments. It become natural. You get used to it. Even if it was just chocolate, and you're trying to swap from Galaxy bar or a Galaxy bar, Cadbury's bar, and swapping to plain chocolate, which is healthier for you. It also has fibre in it and lots of goodness. And also, if you were going to go to a dark chocolate, maybe perhaps start at a 65, 70, 75, a lower one. I tend to eat about 75. I'm quite happy. And when you do have plain chocolate, 1 or 2 pieces is more than enough. Otherwise, it's quite filling, quite rich. I don't actually want any more. And eventually, over time, if you ever go have a taste, they're offered another chocolate, a celebration chocolate or something else. You'll find that the milk chocolate is really, really sugary, and you probably will. I don't like milk chocolate anymore. I'd rather have a plain chocolate. Okay, so I'm definitely having to go because he's eyeballing me.